All right, today we're jumping into a Telegram bot game that's getting a lot of buzz. It's called Call of Odins. We're going to break down exactly how you can earn crypto with it based on a really deep dive into how the whole thing works. So let's get right into it.
So, what if I told you there's a game that literally plays itself? I mean, your hero is out there fighting monsters, leveling up, getting loot, all automatically, 24/7. Sounds a little too good to be true, right? Well, that's the whole idea behind Call of Odins.
And look, this isn't just some theory. We're looking at someone who actually did this, and they managed to rack up this much of the in-game currency, COC. And get this, they did it in just 2 days. The craziest part, they barely had to do anything.
But you know how it is with anything that promises free crypto. There's always a catch, right? So in this explainer, we're not just going to show you how to earn, we're also going to dig into the stuff that really matters, the rules, the fine print, and what happens when you actually try to get your money out.
Okay, so first things first, let's cover the basics. What is this game? Well, at its core, Call of Odins is what you'd call an auto-battler, or an idle game. It was literally built from the ground up for you to just let it run.
Seriously, you just open up the bot and your character just goes. It starts fighting monsters, it levels up, it puts on better gear, all by itself. Your job is pretty much just to check in on it every now and then.
All right, so if the game is doing all the work, how do you actually make money? Well, there are two main ways to earn that COC currency. Let's start with the first one, which is the most hands-off of them all, auto mining.
Now, when they say mining, don't get it twisted. This isn't the kind of crypto mining that's going to fry your computer. Nope. In this game, mining just means that as your hero is out there fighting, you're automatically getting a tiny piece of a huge reward pool that's shared with every other player online.
And that pool is pretty huge. We're talking over 2 million COC coins handed out every single 10 minutes. So, the longer your character is fighting, the bigger your slice of that pie gets. It's not a flood of cash, mind you, but it's a slow and steady trickle.
But that slow trickle from auto mining, that's not where the real money is at. The second method is where things get interesting. It's called ships, and this is where a little bit of strategy goes a long, long way.
Okay, so here's how it works. It's pretty straightforward, but it does take a little time. Your hero levels up on its own, right? And as it does, you collect these gems. Once you save up 3,000 of them, boom, you can buy your first ship. And that ship basically becomes your own personal money printer, just collecting COC for you 24/7.
And this is where you really see the difference. The person we're following here got 3 ships up and running, and they were pulling in 55 COC every 10 minutes. That's a reliable, predictable stream of income, totally on top of what they were getting from that basic auto mining.
So let's put it side by side. In just 2 days, that auto mining feature brought in about 1,000 COC. Not bad. But the ships, in that same amount of time, they brought in over 5,000 COC. So yeah, the takeaway is pretty clear. Auto mining is easy, but ships are where you really start to stack your earnings.
Okay, so you've let the game run, you've got your ships, and you've stacked up a nice pile of COC. Now for the most important question of all, how do you get your money out? This is the part where you really need to listen up.
First rule of cashing out. You can't touch your money until you have at least 10,000 COC. Now, based on the numbers we've seen, that's totally doable, but it's definitely not something you're going to hit in a day or two.
But wait, there's more! There are a few more hoops you have to jump through. First, you have to have played the game for at least 15 days before you can even think about withdrawing. Second, after you ask for your money, you have to wait another 15 days for a review period. And third, well, there's a way to skip that wait, but it's going to cost you.
So this leaves you with a pretty tough decision. You can go the standard route. It costs you nothing, 0 fee, but you have to sit there and wait for 15 days. Or you can get your money instantly with the fast withdrawal, but they take a whopping 50% cut. Yeah, half of your earnings gone just to get it now. It's a classic trade-off, your time or your money.
All right, so after all that, what's the final call? Is this game actually worth it? Let's break down the good and the bad side by side to see what we're really dealing with here.
On the plus side, and these are some big pluses, it is 100% free to play. You don't have to put any money in. The earning is almost completely passive, and you've got 2 different ways to earn, which gives you a clear path forward. But the cons are pretty heavy. You've got that high 10,000 COC minimum to withdraw, you have to play for at least 15 days just to qualify, and then you're stuck with that awful choice, wait 15 days for free, or pay half your earnings to get it now.
So here's the bottom line. This game really does offer a way to earn passive crypto without investing a dime. That part is true. But the whole system is built to test your patience. So the real question is Is this a real passive income opportunity, or is it just a long, long waiting game? I guess that's for you to decide.